Howdy folks, thanks for tuning in. I actually screwed up the intro for this video, so I'm actually filming this after the fact. You'll notice that my car has some logos and stuff on it that I added, which are not present for the rest of the video. But anyways, I went to take this car out for a trip last weekend to go and visit my folks. And when I went to move it, I realized there was a small puddle of coolant underneath it, and it had a small coolant leak from the four-way valve that's under the frunk. So anyway, that's what this video is about, is replacing that four-way coolant valve. All of the steps that I do for this could really be applied to any of the three-way or four-way coolant valves used in the Model S. And it's a pretty simple process. There's not really any special tools required, and it went pretty quick. So anyways, enjoy. Alrighty, so first things first, we've got to go ahead and pop the frunk. There we go. Got a little bit of a mess going on in the frunk tub here, but as you can see, I actually already removed the plastics and everything, and the frunk tub is actually just sitting in here loose. It's unbolted. But there's actually only two nuts here at the front under the carpet, a couple of electrical connectors behind the carpet for the release button and the little light in here, and then there's a couple of bolts up here at the top of the frunk. Obviously it's going to vary a little bit depending on the exact configuration and year, but any of the pre-refresh nose cone style cars use this kind of frunk setup. So we'll go ahead and pull that out of there. And then our four-way valve that we're looking for is this guy right down here. Alrighty, so we've got our leaky four-way valve down here. I don't know if you can see very well, but it is definitely quite wet under it. It's got just kind of a slow drip, but it's enough that it makes a noticeable puddle. We've got our replacement four-way valve right here. So same thing, just a newer revision. This one is revision B, so it's of course a pretty early version. Our replacement here is a revision F, and there's actually a couple small differences on it. The casing is just a little bit different. The screws that hold that front half of the case on are different on here, and this case actually appears to be a little bit thicker, and you'll notice the connector is actually rotated a different direction. This one is horizontal, and on here it'll plug in vertically. But other than that, it's just a direct bolt-in replacement. So we'll go ahead and first things first, we'll get our coolant lines clamped off. There's a total of 4 going in here. So I'm just going to clamp them all off so that we lose the least amount of coolant possible. Alrighty, all of the coolant lines are clamped off there. I've got my, I only have 2 of these vice grip style coolant hose clamps. They're pretty handy because you can just stick them right on, but then I also use these screw-on ones for the 2 hoses down here. I'm going to try and take off as many of the clamps as I can. I won't be able to get to the back one until we actually unbolt the assembly off of there, but I can get to these 3 while it's right here and while it's still mounted on there and rigid, which will make it a little bit easier to get the clamps off. So just got to break all those loose and move them over. Got a little bit of extra lighting in here. If I can find a place to attach my light that's actually steel. Now I'm going to just remove these 2 fasteners that hold this bracket on that the valve is attached to. They're just a T30 Torx head on there. I'm also going to go ahead and unplug our connector here. It just has a little snap on the bottom, and then it should just pull right out of there. No problemo. And we have a little wiring harness for it. That just pops into that bracket. And now our thing is actually free, but we need to get the hoses off in order to pull it out of there and get to that last clamp that's on the bottom. There we go, there's one down. I think I just lost one of my clamps there, so I'm gonna have to go searching for it. But we'll go ahead and get our last clamp off right here. There we go. And there's that thing finally removed. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go ahead and get our replacement valve in here. So first we'll start with that bottom hose again, and we'll get the clamp back on it. So that one goes on just like so. We'll get our clamp back on our hose that it fell off of, and we'll push that one on here. We'll push this hose on. And then lastly, we'll push the top hose back on. There we go. Now we can get all the clamps back where they need to go. Bingo. So all of our hoses are back on. I'll go ahead and remove all of the clamps. Okay, there's both of those off. Make sure we have no leaks. I think we're all clear. I'll go ahead and bolt the valve back into place. Before we plug our connector back in, it got a little bit wet, so I'm just going to give it a little spritz of contact cleaner there. Try and get the coolant off of it. Looks like we're all clean there. So I'll go ahead and plug that back in where it's supposed to go. And then our little plastic wiring bracket pushes right back into there. That thing's installed. Alrighty, so as you can see, we lost minimal coolant. It was maybe just a touch above the minimum line before, but we do still have a bit of an air pocket in there from, you know, any coolant that we did lose, and of course the void within the valve itself. So next thing we're going to do is we'll get the car into service mode here. Alrighty. We are now in service mode. It's just loading up there real quick. We're going to go over here to thermal, and then we're just going to run our coolant air purge routine. Oh, of course, we have to have our gateway unlocked, so we'll go ahead and do that. Unlocking. And now we can run our routine. Should only take, you know, maybe 10 or 15 minutes for the air purge to do its thing. And then we should be able to top the coolant back up to where it should be. And then we'll be good to go. Alrighty, so our coolant air purge routine finished. As you can see, we didn't really lose very much coolant at all before. It was probably just right about at the minimum mark there. I think it went down just a smidge, but we'll go ahead and get that topped up, and then we'll go ahead and put everything back together here in the frunk. There we go, that ought to do it. Alrighty, we can go ahead and get our frunk tub back in here. First, I'm just gonna kind of set it on top there. Our wiring harness in here that connects to our little button and stuff goes through this hole on the side here of this little bump out. So we'll go ahead and stick those through. Get the grommet pushed into place. There we go. Now I can lower this down. There's supposed to be 2 studs here at the front. One of mine is missing, so I've just got to line the one up. There we go. I've got all my hardware here saved in this bowl. So we'll get that one started. Okay. And then our wiring, we'll go ahead and plug in to our 2 connectors in here. First one is for the button, emergency release. You can hear I just pressed it there. And then the second one is just for the light. Now if I go up top here under this carpet flap, we've got a couple more larger bolts. And I'll go ahead and get the carpet back under the weather stripping here. Now I'll go ahead and get the plastic surround pieces. Okay, got all of our plastic pieces here. Get everything inserted into place. And then I've got rubber bumpers for either side here. Boom. And we're done. Alrighty, well, that's repair complete. So thanks for tuning in, as always. And if you wouldn't mind, maybe leave a like, drop a comment. And if you like seeing repairs on electric cars, or want to learn more about this kind of thing, feel free to subscribe and watch some more of my videos. Thanks for watching.